Wowee, what a final day of action in the Premier League. I think our own heads are still spinning, Janusz Michallik. Let's start with the fact that Manchester City are Premier League champions. It was a tense game, though. They go 2-0 down and they managed to turn it around to 3-2. I think we've got to give a mention here to Gundogan, haven't we?
Well, I mean, so many stories just within that, right? A mark of a champion. Let's be honest here, right? I mean, there are no losers in this competitions. If you look at Liverpool, what they've done, it's just quite incredible, right? Just 3 years ago, we saw 98 points in 97. Now we see 93 and 92. Both teams doing what they're supposed to be doing while playing incredible amount of games and competitions and all of that. So, I mean, it's really, it almost doesn't make sense to differentiate the two other than give Manchester City their due. Because, against West Ham last week, they were 2-0 down and brought it back 2-2, which is not insignificant, of course. And here we were, 2-0 down at home with possibility of Liverpool eventually winning. Makes you wonder if Liverpool maybe scored that second goal a little bit earlier to put that psychological pressure on the stadium and the fence and all of that. But yeah, İlkay Gundogan, one that's probably going to be leaving after this season. What a player, what a man. We still remember his injury a couple of years ago where he really was out for the entire season, one of the classiest people. And you just look at that, the way he scored those goals and the way they had to come back. I mean, it's just a gigantic performance from Manchester City. I mean, you think about that, not just the 3 goals, but 5 minutes, just absolutely devastating. And, that's why they deserve to be champions, because not any team could have done that. I mean, we're talking about scoring, knowing that you have to score 3 goals at that stage. I mean, you know that you have to score 3 goals, and they do it. Right? I mean, you're assuming that if Liverpool go ahead, you 2-0 down, you have to score 3 goals, and people will look about, people will look at it and I mean, this is just a devastating 5 minutes for Liverpool fans. But just goes to show how good of a team this Manchester City team is in a competition with another giant. We will not see a competition between these two teams ever again. This will just continue next season after, because let's face it, I mean, next year's winner is once again between these two teams.
Yeah, because obviously Matty Cash's goal and then Coutinho's goal, what a story it would have been if it was a Coutinho goal that really had made the difference. And obviously Steven Gerrard, the manager of Aston Villa. So that was a big storyline there. As for Liverpool, though, you said that second goal coming later for them. They did still do what they had to do. It wasn't in their hands. It must be a bit of a kick in the teeth, as you're saying. This is 2 excellent teams. And there's just a point in it. You're that close, but you're still being pipped to the post by this City side.
Yes, I mean, look, I mean, this was at least the one competition where Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool knew that it was not in their hands, right? I mean, if you look at the League Cup, if you look at the FA Cup, if you look ahead to next week in Real Madrid, at the very least, they know that they start, on the same level, right? This wasn't. I'm sure, of course, they did understand how good Manchester City are. So it is, but 62 games, they have one more to play more than anybody, right? Manchester City at the very least could have prepared for this, unlike during the season where they were involved in everything, but here, maybe a little bit fresher. You could see that from Liverpool, right? I mean, they've struggled just a little bit by their standards. Remember, in the last, I was writing it down against Wolves, Saints, Villa, Villarreal. They were behind. They had to come back. You know how much energy you have to expend, the extra energy, right? Because you're all in these competitions, you're in for the quadruple, and you go behind in the last 5 matches in all competitions, and yet you come back and win them. Think about that. How, I've mentioned how gigantic Manchester City are. This is just a mentality monster. But in this one, it was just, you just couldn't catch up because it was in City's hands and they're that good. So fair play to Liverpool to coming back, winning that. But I can only imagine that, how tired they must be physically and psychologically.
So let's just cap this one off. We were saying City had to win this. Let's talk about the importance of them doing so with the way that the rest of the season's gone. Obviously, that's exit in the Champions League and then going behind here. There's 2 ways of looking at it. One is saying they absolutely had to. They had no choice, or it could have been a season to forget. The other side of it is sometimes we've seen players from the other side of Manchester criticising Pep Guardiola, saying that he likes players with no personality. Well, this showed a heck of a lot of personality, didn't it? To come back when everything's going against you.
Yes, I mean, all of that, of course, it's nonsense. Now we can talk about that with this squad. They perhaps should have won the Champions League, but I think they will. I think if this continues, I mean, they have Erling Haaland coming in. What if they get Marc Cucurella from Brighton on that left-hand side, or Zinchenko? What a substitution it was from him in the second half. He was absolutely outstanding. So. I mean, they're already better with Erling Haaland, right? They're going to get better. They'll eventually win. It's not easy, but you could see the emotions. I mean, Pep Guardiola, crying after the game. You see it, how much it meant. I mean, he lives it. He listens to us, the pundits, the fans. I mean, it's not great, but this is an incredible Manchester City performance. I mean, he's won 4 Premier Leagues in the last 5 seasons, right? This Manchester City, even before him, they have won 6 Premier Leagues in 11 seasons. I mean, this is a bit of a dynasty, isn't it? We've talked about Liverpool's dynasty. We've talked about, Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson. Yes, maybe he has not won the Champions League, but he's won FA Cup, he's won League Cups, he's won everything there is to be won. So, I understand why some, because you have to talk about something, right? When you have such a great team, there's something that you want to say, oh, you haven't done that. But for me, he's a world-class manager. Manchester City are world-class, and they are the champions for a reason, right? 38 games against a team like Liverpool, where once again, only 1 point separates these two giants. It's unbelievable achievement. And, the Champions League, I'm sure they'll have a go at it next season and the season after.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content plus live streaming, make sure to subscribe to ESPN Player.